This is Madeline Fletcher-Stark and from Spiritual Rebirth Tarot, and I was doing a reading today for our collective for the new moon, for Soulful Revolution and the Empress Club, and I would like to share what I found. So I like to start with the the spirit animal oracle cards, and the electric eel, bring your ideas to life, the moth, surrender now, the skunk, know your worth. So when you're swimming in the ocean or a stream or somewhere, if you brush against an electric eel, you get a real aha kind of moment, a sharp jolt of energy. And right now, through this card, we are getting a lot of those. I know that lately I just felt there have been a lot of heavy things coming into my life, and a lot of aha type of moments. And the important thing that the card is telling us is during these moments of epiphany to not be afraid of the changes that will come. And the card that came with that was the Tower card. So it's reiterating the fact that during these aha moments, changes will come into our lives. And as those changes happen in our lives, to not be afraid of them, but to allow them to occur and to help us go into a higher state of vibration. And the card that was underneath was the Two of Pentacles. So the thing that we're not thinking about is kind of connecting together the top and the bottom, the beginning and the end. And I love in this card how, a girl has a tail and her hair has roots. So her root chakra and her crown chakra are connected. Her, the ships may be going in opposite directions. So as we balance ourselves, we will be able to handle any of the towers that we face in our life. So one of these aha moments came to me in this surrender now concept. So many times as a moth is flying around, it's trying to find the light. In fact, if my door's open and I'm looking just at my cell phone, pretty soon I have moths floating around my cell phone and hitting it. It's so annoying. So as those moths come into your life, as moths, as you are the moth, and what kind of light are you headed toward? So are you bumping into your addictions or all the little things that are in your life that are really taking you away from the true goal? So as a moth to the flame, are we looking at the right aha moments? I know for me, there was a sudden memory from my childhood that whenever as a little girl I would feel kind of stuck, like I didn't know what to do or where to go, and I wanted to run away. I would run away in my mind to being married, and the concept of being married would just solve all of my problems. And I mean, even at 10 years old, it was like, if only I could get married. And it was whatever guy I was interested at the time, and he was usually always someone dark and brooding. So kind of my aha moment is that I was feeling this way, this dark and brooding man will come and save me through marriage. There's so many times that we're running toward these things that we have in our heads, but we aren't really stopping to look around. It's kind of like that 3D versus the 5D. We're not noticing what's all around us. We're just running toward whatever we are trying to face. Just like the moth says, there's the light, let me go. And so what our subconscious is asking us to do, the card underneath, is to look at the universe. The universe is offering us the concept of the we. So we're moving from the me to the we. from my little life to our lives that are connected in the collective. And if you look closely, you can see this beautiful woman in this picture. And so, if we're the moths and we're so close to the fire and we're bumping up against it and we're seeing that flame, we cannot see around ourselves to see what's going on. But joining the collective and being part of this group will help us to open our eyes and see the things that seem hidden. And as we do that, we will know our worth. So if you come across a skunk, one of your first reactions is, let's get away from this guy and let's keep him really happy so he doesn't spray us. But the skunk is saying to you, know your worth, know your authentic self, know who you really are. And it's okay to be a skunk if that's who you are. A lot of people may not really like you or care for you being a skunk. I know that when I was a child, we would drive down the street, and in the evenings we would often see a family of skunks walking along in the headlights of our car. And it was such a beautiful sight, all 5, mommy, daddy, and 3 little babies with their tails up, dark creatures with the white reflection in the light. So they really are a beautiful animal. And there are many times there are things that we may not like about ourselves, but know that we really are a worthwhile and valuable individual in this community. And as we get to know our worth, we can begin to manifest more things into our lives. The card that came with this was the 9 of Pentacles. She's standing in the lap of luxury, and yet she's not able to see the whole picture because the hawk, the spirit helps us see all and see all around, isn't up and flying and isn't seeing what is around and what is available for her. So, know your worth. Know that your true value, whether you have money or not, whether you have prestige or not, joy is of great value. And learning to manifest joy in your life is a very valuable thing. And one of the lessons that I've learned lately that kind of came out of my subconscious was the concept of strength. I've always loved the strength card. I'm an 8 and in the life path, so I'm like, oh, it's my card. I'm a strong person, and I've always manifested all kinds of problems into my life so I could say, wow, I'm such a strong person. Or I've manifested those problems in my life so other people say, wow, she's dealing with all those things right now, she must be so strong. And so, look at your true authentic self. And my authentic self, it doesn't want another struggle. It doesn't want another problem. It wants joy. And so my new perspective is to start manifesting joy. Think of joy, talk of joy, and point toward joy in your life. So I think that's the message for all of us, is the message of manifesting joy. So in our aha moment in life, as we surrender that, to the divine, we will come into the knowledge of our own authenticity. And in that, we are all working toward the same goal, joy. And this is the wellness cards from the Abraham messages. Whether it seems like it or not, you are all working toward the same ultimate goal of joy. You are just approaching things in different ways, and all of it is working. So all of these different things, whether you feel like you're a skunk or a moth hitting its head or an electric eel is going to surprise someone, you're coming up to a tower. But that tower can be a beautiful thing, because as you face these moments and you grow, change is inevitable. Change is going to occur, and it's not always going to feel good. But that foundation underneath can grow a whole new thing, a beautiful universe where we connect as a collective. So love and light to the collective, and may you find blessings this week.